This horse carries a brutal burden, its skin and coat crowded with parasites. Around the ears and neck, the softest skin has become a feeding ground for swelling ticks. In the folds of the neck, the infestation gathers thickly where the horse cannot fully reach. Even the shoulders and chest are crowded, turning every movement into discomfort. Across the flanks, the infestation spreads so wide that calm becomes difficult. The burden reaches down the limbs, into the joints, where even standing feels worse. The horse tries to shake off the irritation, but the parasites hold fast. The horse fights back, rubbing against a tree, seeking relief that never fully comes. The discomfort is quiet, but constant, pressing on every pause and every breath. The horse has no quick escape from this pain, only patience and endurance. So the horse waits, burdened by a problem it cannot solve alone. Then, sharp-eyed oxpeckers notice the burden written across the horse's skin. The first cleaner approaches with caution, measuring the giant before making contact. The moment of trust begins when the first bird lands, and the horse does not resist. A second cleaner joins the first, drawn toward the richest clusters around the mane and shoulders. Now the inspection narrows, from the whole burden to a single parasite chosen for removal. The first peck is careful, marking the beginning of relief the horse could never give itself. Stillness becomes cooperation, giving the birds the time they need to work. Soon, the first pair is joined by others, turning caution into collective purpose. Now the work becomes visible, a swollen tick shifting under the pull of a pointed beak. The horse can do only one thing now: stand still and let help come closer. Now the real work begins, as a small team of cleaners spreads across the horse's burdened body. At the neck, where the burden ran deepest, the birds begin to clear the first real space. Across the shoulders, each bite lightens the horse's burden by one more parasite. Around the ears, precision matters, and the cleaner works with surprising care. The thickest clusters become the first targets, stripped away one parasite at a time. For the bird, the burden becomes food, a reward taken directly from the horse's pain. Working together, the birds turn one feeding opportunity into a careful, coordinated cleanup. Some parasites resist harder than others, but even the biggest begin to give way. Already, the horse's body begins to soften as the first relief takes hold. What looks like tenderness is also hunger, and the partnership works because both needs are real. As one region clears, the cleaners shift their focus to the next hidden pocket of burden. For a brief time, the grassland becomes a place of quiet cooperation, shaped by hunger and relief. Only the densest pockets remain, and the birds turn to them with renewed focus. A parasite finally breaks free, and the horse's burden becomes just a little lighter. Patch by patch, the horse's coat begins to reclaim its natural form. Even the main line, too awkward for the horse to manage, is now reached by a cleaner's careful beak. Together, the birds turn scattered feeding into a coordinated effort across the horse's body. The deeper folds hide what the eye misses, but not what the birds are trained to find. For the cleaners, the work never really stops, each meal leading directly to the next search. The deepest pockets begin to loosen at last, leaving space where only burden once clung. Relief is visible now, not in speed, but in the way the body finally relaxes. Only a few strongholds remain, and the cleaners turn all their focus toward them. The difference can now be seen from a distance, the body looking lighter than it did before. Relief reaches the face first, softening the look of an animal no longer trapped by constant irritation. Where the shoulder was once crowded, only scattered remnants now remain. The body softens now, no longer driven by the same relentless discomfort. The work is nearly done, reduced now to careful checks for the last hidden stragglers. Beneath the bird's work, the HRC's coat begins to look like its own again. Even the lower body now needs only a final check for overlooked stragglers.